Hi, my name is Hunter Vogel, and today I will be giving you guys a speech about how to improve your communication skills. So, when you guys think about communication, what do you think of? Probably conversations with a friend or talking over the phone. But have you ever thought about your communication skills or ever improving them? Has there been a time you can think of where the outcome would have been different based on the communication skills that took place? Having strong communication skills can improve someone's life in all aspects, personal or professional. From day-to-day conversations with friends to interviews for your dream job, communication influences our lives every day. I am currently in a communications class, and I also did research beyond what I've learned in the class. I'm also currently a sales representative and work with dozens of people every day. So, to start off, I will begin by talking about the types of communication and then go into skills that we use to improve our communication. Lastly, I will cover how this actually applies to our lives and how we can use these communication skills. So, to start off, when we think of communication, we often just think about talking and listening. However, there are 5 types of communication that we use in our everyday lives. The 5 main types of communication are visual, written, listening, verbal, and nonverbal. Listening and verbal communication often go together. Listening makes up around 40% of our communication according to the Science of People's webpage. Types of listening include full, therapeutic, deep, and critical listening. Verbal communication, on the other hand, is how we physically speak to another person or are able to express emotions through verbal cues such as pitch and tone. An example of both written and visual communication are posts that we see on social media. The posts, we visually see them, but in there we see written communication. An example of just visual communication would be a picture. We can visualize a person's emotions and interpret what is happening from that picture. And we often don't realize how important nonverbal communication is. We've all engaged in nonverbal communication before, such as hand gestures, eye contact, and posture. According to the Science of People webpage, their research stated that the Dairoli and Mass study found that 65 to 90% of our communication is nonverbal. Nonverbal communication is often more genuine than verbal communication. Nonverbal cues are harder for people to control and more instinctive. However, it's not always easy to interpret these nonverbal cues as they vary from person to person and culture to culture. However, we can find credibility in what someone is saying if their nonverbal cues and verbal cues align. For example, when I'm at work doing sales, my nonverbal and verbal communication skills must align. I'm able to build more trust and more interest with that person in what I am saying when my verbal and nonverbal communication aligns. So, now that we know the types of communication, how does any of that apply to actually improving our communication skills? Communication seems like an easy thing to be good at, but people don't often know what good communication skills are. One way we can improve these skills is to use the 7 C's created by Scott Cutlet. The 7 C's are clarity, conciseness, concreteness, correctness, coherence, completeness, and courtesy. Diving deeper into those, clarity is clearly communicating your purpose. Conciseness is getting straight to the point and keeping it simple. Correctness is using facts to back up what you're saying and painting a picture of communicating. Correctness is what you're saying isn't misleading. Coherence is what you're saying can be easily understood by your audience. Completeness is when your audience has all the information and can apply it. And finally, courtesy is being open and honest. When applying the 7 C's to a conversation, you are able to build trust with your audience and communicate effectively. Nonverbal cues and expressions are also important to be able to read, since 90% of our communication is nonverbal. One important aspect of reading body language is facial expressions. People have 7 micro-expressions according to the Science of People webpage. The 7 expressions are joy, surprise, contempt, sadness, anger, disgust, and fear. Knowing the difference between these expressions is key to knowing how to respond to someone. Going off facial expressions, facial absorption is also a key to nonverbal communication, such as eye contact. Eye contact is key in face-to-face conversation as it builds trust to who you're talking with. Smiling also creates comfort with who you're talking with. So by just those two, you're able to build more trust and comfort with your audience. So now that we know the types of communication and ways to improve our communication, how can we actually apply this in a conversation? Someone might know or think they know what good communication looks like, but still not be communicating effectively. So how do we actually apply these skills to our lives? We need to know how to read, interpret, and apply communication skills. In my personal experience of becoming a better communicator, while talking to dozens and dozens of people a day, the biggest thing I think is building trust to who you're talking with, saying it with confidence and clarity. That ties back to the 7 C's. And another factor is your nonverbal and verbal cues must align. At work, we call these C factors. You need to smile, create eye contact, and you need to create enthusiasm. This gets the person interested in what you're saying, and it creates comfort and it creates trust. So, how do we actually apply these skills? You can start by applying these skills to daily conversations you have, thinking deeper about what you said and what the other person responded with, or what could have been said differently or better. Good communication comes with practice. So, good communication skills are important in all aspects of life. Applying just some of what I've covered here today can make a difference in your communication skills tomorrow. So, let's review quick. It's important to know the types of communication and what communication we are engaging in. When in communication, it's important to remember the 7 C's and the C factors, and then making sure we actually are applying these to our lives. What I'll leave you guys with is that communication is something everyone should strive to continuously improve on. These skills will help us build strong relationships in all aspects of our lives. Thank you guys for listening.